Star Citizen, for you today, we've got the reveal of Mirai, a new ship manufacturer, and a new ship, the Fury, that's flyable from Fleet Week. We also have some rumours and leaks about the ship as well, and its variants, so we'll talk about that. From inside Star Citizen, we also saw loads of new settlements and points of interest coming to Star Citizen Alpha 3.20, which I want to talk about and show off some of the pretty pictures there. So, Mirai, that's a new manufacturer, but it is MISC as well, sort of, because it's a division of MISC, or it's MISC as the parent company of that. And basically, Mirai combine Xi'an and alien technology with human tech, and they sort of have the more performance-esque brand here. That's the focus. So you're going to see the MISC Razor move from MISC to this brand, Mirai, because that sort of makes sense. The Reliant, though, is staying under the MISC brand rather than moving to Mirai, because that ship's more of an industrial workhorse style ship and isn't really like a racer or a like high-tech fighter. Though I suspect some people will still think, well, actually, maybe the Reliant should go to Mirai brand. We'll see what happens in the future. So, new ship that's turning up at Fleet Week, straight to flyable, the Mirai Fury. So this has been teased at the end of Inside Star Citizen, but we also have some bits from leaks and data mines from the latest 3.19 PTU patch. The ship appears to be a combat snub and very similar to the stylings of the Xi'an Kar-2 AL light fighter, but it is a snub. It is smaller. From the leaked blurb of the ship, we can see that it says, featuring best-in-class maneuverability and fully integrated cutting-edge Xi'an tech, the next-generation Fury snub fighter from Mirai uses its 4 hollow-mounted size 2 laser repeaters to redefine short-range space combat. There also appears to potentially be an MX version, which is a missile variant that has 20 Halo-mounted missiles for short-range combat, though the idea of this seems a little silly to me. That's a ridiculous amount of missiles. Take leaks and data mines with a pinch of salt, although does appear to be potentially real. So, as these are snubs, they likely won't have quantum drives. However, they are going to be easily transportable with a lot of firepower. So they are combat snubs. They are going to suit a lot of ships that want to just deploy them at short range. They're going to be able to fit in a lot of ships, and some larger ships will be able to fit a lot of them. It appears that the standard Fury, and from looking at it, has 4 size 2 guns and 4 size 2 missiles, as well as a series of size 1 components you can expect. The MX version appears to replace its guns, its size 2 weapons, just with a load of missiles instead. So from the leaks, 12 size 2 missiles and 8 size 1 missiles. So that's a lot of firepower, but not much stamina if you go the missile route. The ship looks like a morpher to me, so it can have its wings and arms folded for a smaller footprint when landed. And I think a true combat snub is kind of something the game was missing. It makes sense that they'd want to put something like this in game, and I think it shares a lot of features with that Kar-2 AL. We're obviously going to be seeing a lot more of that ship at Fleet Week, which is starting next week, so the 19th of May. No idea of sort of costings or anything like that yet for the ship. I'd expect maybe $60 question mark. And I suppose they're quite similar to the way that the Talons worked as well, isn't it? So you've got the sort of shooty normal version, and then you've got the Shrike version, which is the missile variant. I'm really interested to know what you think about Mirai and this sort of new offshoot of MISC. I actually think that it's a really good idea to have a manufacturer that focuses on sort of human alien tech combined and more of a performance brand. Just sort of makes sense. It's also sort of nice that they don't have to entirely remake a manufacturer. They can go, well, it's actually an offshoot of MISC, and we can use a lot of the MISC stylings here. So something else that I'm actually quite excited about is Star Citizen is looking to add at least 15 new settlements in Star Citizen Alpha 3.20. So they've built out at least 15 settlements at time of recording. Some very high sort of quality ones that they've been refining. So derelict settlements are made partly from broken ship pieces and scrap, and then new assets, and they break ships apart and then go, how can we make these into hubs and sort of like living areas? They combine these areas with cool vistas, rivers, mountaintops, that sort of stuff, and then go, let's build a village around them. They also try to make each of them reasonably unique. Well, they're going to be unique because they're all in unique locations. We saw a lakeside settlement on Microtech. It's small and kind of like a fishing retreat. It's got a little dock made of scrap, and it's not just like one person living there. There's a few, but it's a very small community. There's Cable City as well, which is another settlement. It's defined by its solar and wind generators that are all connected via cables and overlooks a lake. This one looks like it's on Hurston. It's much larger than the other one, with lots of sort of rougher scrap areas, and it looks like it's more active in the hunt for scrap and sort of much more industrial and sort of chop shoppy. That's the way I would describe it. All those assets and modules are being added to Rastar, that tool they use to build everything out, so they can keep getting more variety and they can build more and more settlements and outposts quicker. They've roughly been adding a couple of new assets per settlement they've been making, because they've been like, well, actually we need these kind of buildings, or we want to make an edit here. Those assets have built up over the last couple of years and now allow for pretty rapid creation of settlements, so they can have several settlements quite easily made over a 2-week period, potentially, apparently. They also showed a more fortified settlement at Microtech at the top of the hill. They mentioned things like King of the Hill, defenses, turrets, security gates. It's very Mad Max in their stylings, though, of these sort of scrap and derelict settlements. So they're sort of built from crash ships. They're made into makeshift houses, and these can range from 100-year-old sort of built-up settlements to just crashed. Some have protected themselves from the elements, others have added like bars and farms and greenhouses. There might be a reasonable amount of environmental storytelling here, and each settlement might have its own little story and reason it's built up in the way that it has. Some were expecting rescue and that sort of stuff, so they've built up very makeshift stuff, or that they've sort of just popped up. Others, well, maybe they were expecting rescue 100 years ago and they've sort of evolved over time. They showed another one which they've nicknamed Ewok Village. This is in a forest at Microtech, lots of greenery and plants. Some structures are actually made of lumber here because obviously they have access to a lot of wood. They've got overgrown herb gardens and greenhouse, very lush. They're sort of going to be harvestables around those greenhouses too, so we can just wander into greenhouse and take a load of the space cucumbers or whatever. There are paths and town hall areas, lootables, farming areas. You can expect sort of outposts and settlements and derelict settlements and stuff like this to be connected to missions and have various things going on, maybe have shops and that sort of jazz. You can expect that in Star Citizen Alpha 3.20, which is roughly the Q3 sort of patch. Expect it between end of September and sort of mid-October when they have like CitizenCon. They kind of put these patches out sometimes. Very impressed with the way those settlements look. Want to get more and more points of interest in game and more and more places to explore, whether that be for missions and combat or if it's going to be more sort of social and tradey. Boom! That's it for your updates today. Really excited to see the sort of Mirai manufacturer and that Fury. Really interested to know what you think of that ship. Are you going to be potentially grabbing one at Fleet Week, or just, I suppose, trying it out? Why not try it out for free? Even if it is a snub, you can still fly it around outside the expo hall. Is it something you're interested in purchasing or getting in game? How much do you think that ship's going to be? Have you been playing on 3.19 OpenPTU? What are you thinking of that patch? Are you excited for 3.20 as well and those new derelict settlements? Are you expecting to see any new settlements and points of interest turn up on any particular planet or moon? Or what do you want to see out of these eventually? Do you want to be able to sort of log out and log back in at these settlements, effectively living there and have your own little beds and habs and sort of rooms there that you can potentially customize? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but give him a NordVPN subscription using nordvpn.com/BoredGamer or the links below, and he'll browse the internet more safely and with greater accessibility for a lifetime, or at least until his subscription ends. He can then shop for his own fish from places like Tesco's, Walmart, or Asda or something. It also makes a fantastic gift. Next time you go to a dinner party or a wedding, bring them a NordVPN subscription. Bam! You'll be the talk of the town, and it's certainly better than bringing a fish. Please remember to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to go further to support the channel, then use that join button under my videos or the Patreon links below. That would be amazing. It goes a long way to helping Zin and I be able to create daily videos, and you'll get some exclusive perks, including some videos, posts, and polls to help guide the channel. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For May, it's for an Origin 400i, the luxury exploration touring ship capable of taking 3 crew to distant stars. It also comes with lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package. To be in for a chance of winning that, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details down below. Thanks very much for watching. I hope to see you in the verse.